Yes, it is true. The guy literally crashed an excavator into someone's garage. Ended up costing me $20,000. I did not fire the employee then, but I fired him about a month and a half later, 2 months later, because of another critical error that he made. 1 strike, hey, mistakes happen. 2 strikes, dude, really? How big is the second strike? In my case, it was big. Ended up costing me $10,000 on the second one. First one, $20,000. So this guy cost me 30 grand in the matter of 2 months. Now, why did I decide to make this video? Someone in Gokang messaged me and he said, hey, I made a mistake with the homeowner and my employee did something and he broke a part of their house. Do I make the employee pay for it or do I have to pay for it? Like, my answer is very simple. 100% the employer has to pay for it. The employee, yes, they make mistakes. Shit happens all the time. You know, stuff happens. Little mistakes happen all the time. You're not gonna get emotional and start firing everyone because then I would never have a company. But when mistakes are so big enough that it can literally bankrupt a new company, hey, that's when we have to take note. We got to take notice and we have to take action. So here's the story. Let's let it rip. And this happened 2 years ago, and I didn't say anything because I don't know. I didn't want to be. You know, when things go wrong, you don't really like to talk about them. When things go right, you talk about them. But I thought to myself, you know what, this happened quite a while ago. I think the homeowner has forgotten by now. It did end up costing me $20,000. It's been long enough where I think I can talk about it. So what happened, we were at this job and this was like a $150,000 job. It was in Los Gatos and we were hanging out, and one of my guys, Jose, not the Jose that you know, a different Jose, he was digging for a retaining wall with the excavator, and something happened where he just swung the bucket a little too much, and boom, it hit the gutter and the A-frame of the garage. So the A-frame is that thing that goes like this. I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. The guy, literally a green light, the guy's just sitting there. So he hit the A-frame of the garage, and he called me right away. He's like, oh, Tigran, I messed up. And I was like, what'd you do? And he's like, I crashed into the garage. I didn't know what to say. I was like, what happened? So I go, and I look, and I'm like, oh my God. The whole garage completely screwed up. The garage door was fine, but the wood of the A-frame completely dented in. Boom. Squished. Gutter, toast. Like the wood, the actual wood of the garage, the actual framing, toast. Homeowner was really cool about it. They said, no big deal. I'll just call up a contractor and we'll get it fixed. And I said, okay. And the guy that did it, he's like, no, I can fix it. I have a guy. He's a general contractor. He works for a general contractor. He'll come and help me do it. And I said, okay, Jose, get the materials, fix it on Saturday. And he said, okay. He's very, very sorry. Time goes on. Saturday. I think 3 Saturdays later, the guy still hadn't come. And then we had a really big rainstorm coming. We actually finished the job and we were out of there. The customer owed me about $35,000, right? The general contractor that came in there gave him a bid for 20 grand. $20,000 to fix this. And I was like, I told the lady, I was like, no chance is it 20 grand. I'm like, there's no way. And then she's like, this is what he wrote. And I said, okay, I'll get it done this weekend. Another weekend came, the guy let me down again. So I had no choice. Now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't want to ruin my reputation with the homeowner, and I already messed up and literally crashed into their garage. So I felt obligated to just say, okay, you know what? Just pay your guy. The dynamic of the relationship between the homeowner and I had shifted. Now they were a little uneasy. And I understand why it took forever, time. But it did up and cost me $20,000. 20 bands. 20 grand. And I never wrote a check for $20,000. They just never wrote me the check for $20,000 that they owed me. I was pretty upset. I was pretty upset at my employee. But here's the thing, right? When stuff like this happens, people always ask me, hey T, I'm working for this guy and I crashed into the garage and I messed this up. Am I responsible for it? Honestly, in my opinion, I would say no. I would say no, the employee's not responsible for it. Because, I mean, shit happens, right? Shit happens. But If it happens continuously, it's the employer's job to let go of that employee, because you make one mistake, okay, that sucks, don't do it again. You make 2 mistakes, yo, really? 3 mistakes, you're out. In this case, it was 2 mistakes. He did that. He crashed into the garage, and it cost me 20 grand. He lagged and lagged and lagged and lagged on fixing it. It was just like letting me down more and more and more. And I got to the point where I was really sick of it. So he was already on my annoyance list, you know, like the top of the annoyance list where you don't want to be. I didn't fire him then. I said that was his first mistake, no big deal. Besides that, he's a really great guy. A different occasion, we had laid around 1,000 square feet of tile, right? And around 400 square feet of tile that this guy laid, the water was building up right in the middle of the tile. This was that really big job, the $1 million job, you guys remember. And I had paid him for about an entire week to put that 400 square feet of tile in, and I had to rip it out. And things like that, like, I don't understand how you can make that mistake. So I called him aside and I'm like, look, it's not gonna work, Jose. I'm like, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work out. You gotta go. I'm like, give me the credit card, give me the keys, give me everything, but you gotta go. You gotta figure something else out on your own, but we cannot work together anymore, because this mistake literally has cost me, the first one, $20,000. This one, I had to pay for the tile and for 2 guys to finish it again. So literally that mistake probably cost me $5,000. But what about the downtime of the work that could have been done on something else? $10,000. Like, things in construction add up so fast, you guys have no idea. So literally this guy cost me 30 grand within like 2 months. And I was just sick of it. You gotta be sick of it. So I told him, I'm like, you got to go, bro. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He was sad, but it had to be done. Like, this is a part of being an employer that you got to do, because you are an employer. This is your business. This is your company. This is your reputation. Your money's on the line. Your hard work. That's what you got to do. You got to make the call. And in my situation, it was very easy. The second mistake, it was just a no-brainer. The first one, I was already a little disappointed. The second one, I was like, dude, we got to end a relationship. We got to go. He's very respectful, though. I was very respectful. I told him I'll pay him all his vacation, all his sick days, and I even paid him for the rest of the week. So I think I fired him on Monday. I paid him the rest of the week, paid him all his hours, and I told him, give me the credit card, give me the keys to all the equipment. We got to part ways. He did. He shook my hand. He said, I understand. But he said, I am upset. I really did want to work here still. And I said, I know, but there's got to be a point where, like, I've had enough. You know, I've had enough. And when things like this happen, by the way, guys, like, when I first started, I don't think I could have made these calls, because I was very uncertain of myself and I was very unsure. Now, I've had to make this decision about 4 times with 4 different main people. I'm not talking about, like, I've only fired 4 people. No, I fired a bunch of people, but those people were, like, new guys. They didn't really matter. But the four main players, I had to let go. And it was a difficult decision, because I've built a long relationship with them. Years, 3-4 years of them being great employees. And stupid things like that, just flip the switch. But shit happens, like my mom says. Shit happens, okay, Tigran? Shit happens. In a game of chess, what piece do you want to be? You want to be the pawn, the rook, the knight, the queen, or the king? Which one? You want to be neither. You want to be the player. I want to move the pieces around. I don't want to be the fucking pieces on the board. I want to be the one moving the pieces. And that's what the mentality is all about. So I share a lot more about the mentality in Goat Gang. Goat Gang is all mentality. If you just fix your mind, you'll start understanding how things work, and you'll react to things less. You become less reactive, and you'll analyze more. And that's where you start winning. That's when I started winning. Less reaction, more analyze, more take action, more critical thinking, more money.